All right, good afternoon, everybody. We're going to be going through the starting lineups tonight. Hill City girls versus Plainville girls. Looks like we have Jersey Kaiser and Maggie Underhill. And we also have Hallie Friend and Tori Yoder. Your number 3, Aubrey Dewey. And for Hill City, we have Alyssa Keith. And then we have number 4, Brooke Nuss for Plainville. Then we have number 34 for Hill City, Pimlott. Number 10 for Plainville, Brianna Augustine. And then gets the ball here. Driving in, giving it to Kaiser. Kaiser passes it over to Nuss. Nuss in on the drive, and Nuss puts it in right there. 2 points for Brooke Nuss. Okay, we're back. And that was almost put in there by Keith. Dewey coming down the court now. Passing it to Friend. Friend passes it over to Nuss. Nuss, and it's going to be a kicked ball right there. It's going to go out of bounds. And Dewey's going to inbound the ball here, giving it to Nuss over there. Nuss passes it over to Friend. Friend wide open for a 3. Friend sinks the 3. Hallie Friend with 3 points on the night so far. Your score 5-0. As we have Pimlott with the ball here, giving it to Bourne. Bourne back to Pimlott. Pimlott looking for a shot. Not finding one, drives, shoots it up. Just off right there, rebounded by Nuss. Nuss giving it to Dewey. Dewey looking for a drive, the cross up, and the beautiful finish there for Aubrey Dewey. She's going to get the and one right there. And that's going to be a foul on Alyssa Pimlott, her first personal foul, first team foul. Dewey going for her first free throw of the night right here. And it just rolls off the iron right there as Alyssa Pimlott gets the ball here. Pimlott looking to set up a play. Pimlott passes it over to Bourne. Bourne to Yoder. Yoder back to Pimlott. Pimlott looking for a shot with Dewey right in her face. Pimlott giving it to Keith. Pimlott gets the ball back again. Throwing it over to Bourne. Bourne goes for the drive, and she sinks the 2. 2 points for Brecken Bourne. First points of the night for Hill City. First points for old Brecken Bourne. Dewey drives. Almost puts it in right there, but it's rebounded there by Yoder, and we're going to get a foul. It's going to be a foul on Jersey Kaiser. Her first personal and first team foul there. As Bourne gets the ball here, driving really fast, giving it to Underhill. Underhill back to Bourne. Bourne fakes a shot, and she's going to hit the 3 right there, and it's just off right there. Rebounded by Augustine. Augustine giving it to Dewey. Dewey goes to the drive, passing it to Augustine. Augustine down in the post. Puts it in right there. 9-2, Plainville lead. Looks like Dewey passed it in here to Kaiser. Kaiser was wide open there in the corner. It's not going to get put in as Breckenborn gets the rebound. Bourne's going to take the ball down now. Bourne giving it to Pimlott. Pimlott with Augustine in her face right there. Giving it to Keith. Keith goes for a drive, and Keith puts it in. First points there for Keith. As Dewey gives the ball there to Nuss. Nuss giving it to Friend. Friend looking for an open man. Back to Nuss. Friend gets the ball once again. Top of the key. Back to Nuss. Down to Dewey. And Dewey's looking for a rolling right there, but it's not going to go in as Bourne gets the rebound, taking it down now. Bourne passes it to Pimlott. Pimlott's wide open for a three. And it's just in and out right there. Rebounded there by Nuss. Dewey with the ball now, coming down the court. And Dewey going in on the drive. And we're going to get a foul there. We're going to get first personal foul there for Tori Yoder. Shot there by Kaiser, not going to fall. Nuss with the shot now. As Bourne gives the ball there to Pimlott. Pimlott passing it over to Keith. Keith back to Pimlott. Pimlott Bourne. Bourne looking for her drive. Throwing it back over to Keith. Keith passes it to Pimlott. Pimlott for another three, and it's just off the mark there. As Nuss gets the ball. Nuss passing it to Dewey. Dewey looking for a cross-up. Drives in the lane. Beautiful play there by Aubrey Dewey. Another 2 points there. And Keith looking for a shot. Almost loses the ball there, giving it to Bourne. Bourne passes it over to Pimlott. Pimlott goes for the drive, and Pimlott looks like she's going to get the and one right there. She's going to go to the line for one. Pimlott now with her first points of the night. And just in and out right there, rebounded by Augustine. Dewey taking the ball now. Short two, trying to get in there. Is rebounded there by Kaiser. Kaiser loses the ball. Nuss giving it back to Dewey. Dewey looking for a shot, looking to drive. Goes for the drive, and we're going to get another foul here.
Number 20, Keith, first personal.
And we're going to get our first personal foul for Keith right there. As I believe Kaiser just sinked that three. Pimlott going for a drive, giving it to Keith. Keith trying to find an open man right here. Giving it back to Pimlott. Pimlott going for the drive. Pimlott giving it to Bourne. Bourne loses the ball. Bourne giving it to Keith. Keith going for the drive, giving it back over to Bourne. Bourne's got two Cardinal defenders in her face, giving it to Keith. Keith for three. And bounces out there, rebounded by Pimlott. Pimlott giving it back to Keith. Keith giving it to Pimlott. Pimlott on another drive. Back to Bourne. Bourne going for the drive now. And there's going to be a foul right there.
their second personal.
Second personal foul there for Jersey Kaiser.
To the line, shooting 2.
We have Brecken Bourne going up for 2 right now. And just misses that one. Your score 14-6, 1:58 remaining in the first period. As Bourne gets gets that to fall right there. She's now has 3 points on the night. As Friend gets the ball there, Dewey down to Stamper. Stamper puts it in. Ashlyn Stamper with her first points of the night. Bourne passes it down to Underhill. Underhill giving it all the way over there to Keith at the top of the key. Keith looking to drive. Gets it stolen there by Dewey. Dewey on the fast break now. And Dewey with Yoder in her face. Good drive and it's going to wildly go out of bounds right there. And we're going to get a foul.
That was number 40, Bourne, first personal, 14.
First personal foul there for Brecken Bourne. Dewey goes to the line for 2. And that one's off. Dewey going up for her second free throw. And that one bounces right in. Aubrey Dewey now with 7 points in this first period. As Pimlott's going to throw it into Bourne. Kaylin Pimlott now with the ball. Kaylin Pimlott for the 2. And it's not going to fall right there. Rebounded there by Dewey. Dewey now on the drive. Pass it, and it's going to get stolen there by Underhill. Underhill giving it to Pimlott. Pimlott gets it stolen there by Dewey. Dewey's going to go on the fast break here, and Dewey gets the easy 2 right there. Aubrey Dewey now with 9 points in this first period. And quick 2 there for Hill City. Tori Yoder. Her first points of the night. As Friend gets the ball, giving it to Dewey. We have short time remaining here. And Augustine just off right there. It's going to be rebounded there by Pimlott. Pimlott short time here. Looking for a last second shot. And it's just off the front iron. All right, I'll be back with you period 2 here in a short. And we're back for the start of your second period. Your Cardinals up 19-9 over the Hill City Ringnecks.
Back in for the Lady Ringnecks, number 20, Keith. Also in for Hill City, number 10, Grace Beaver.
Bourne gets the ball here, giving it over to Underhill. Underhill looking for a drive, giving it to Keith. Keith now with the ball. Loses it right there for a minute, giving it back to Underhill. Underhill back to Keith. They can't do anything right now. Cardinals defense is locked down. As Underhill gets it back, giving it to Bourne. Bourne faking it, giving it down to Keith, and it's going to roll over there to Yoder. It's going to be a foul. It's going to be a foul there on Brooke Nuss, her first personal foul.
That was up number 4, Nuss, first personal, fourth team foul.
As Dewey has the ball here, passing it over to Friend. Friend looking for an open man, finds Brooke Nuss. Nuss back to Friend. Friend down. Down to Stamper, and Stamper puts in her second points of the night right there. 4 points now for Ashlyn Stamper. Bourne gives the ball here to Underhill. Underhill back to Bourne. Bourne to Yoder. Yoder back to Bourne. Hill City not finding much out here right now. Giving it down to back to Underhill. Back to Bourne. Bourne over to Keith. Keith to Yoder. Yoder back to Bourne. Bourne Underhill. Yoder gets the ball here. Bourne gets the ball back. Bourne passes it to Underhill. Underhill to Yoder. Yoder down to Keith. Keith bounce pass it to Beaker. Stolen there by Ashlyn Stamper as Dewey gets the ball here. Dewey goes for the drive, almost gets it stolen. Trying to go through 2 Hill City defenders right there. It's going to roll out of bounds. That'll be a foul on number 34, Pimlott. As Friend goes for another 3, and it's rebounded there by Bourne. That was Pimlott's second personal foul. Sorry, that was the other Pimlott I was thinking of. And it looks like that was banked in there by Underhill. Underhill's first points of the night. Dewey just off the mark right there, rebounded by Pimlott. And Pimlott gives it down to Yoder. Yoder gets it stolen there by Dewey. Dewey now looking for that easy bucket.
That's good by Dewey.
Aubrey Dewey now with 11 points as we're going to go into a 30-second halftime. We'll be back with you in a short. Back from the timeout here. We have Pimlott inbounding the ball here to Bourne. Bourne giving it back to Pimlott. 5 minutes remaining in the second period. Cardinals up 23-12. As Keith gets the ball here, looking for the drive, passing it over to Bourne. Bourne over to Pimlott. Pimlott for 3. Just off right there. Rebounded there by Keith, and Keith looks like she's going to put it in. She banks it right there. Keith now has 4 points on the night. And Friend gives it to Nuss. Nuss down to Dewey. Dewey almost puts it in right there. It's going to be Plainville ball. Dewey passed it to a wide open Hallie Friend. Friend for three, and it just off the front iron right there. Trying to pass it back in, but looks like we're going to get a foul there on Ashlyn Stamper. First personal foul there for Stamper, as Pimlock gets the ball here from Bourne. Giving it to Keith. Keith looking for a drive, got an open lane, giving it to Yoder. Yoder's shot is off right there. Rebounded there by Augustine. Now Dewey has the ball here. Coming on a dangerous crossover and almost finishes it right there. It's going to be Hill City ball. Pimlott giving the ball to Keith. Back to Pimlott. Pimlott over to Bourne. Bourne tries to bounce past it. It's going to go off the feet there of Aubrey Dewey. Bourne now with the ball. Bourne passes it over to Pimlott. Pimlott down to Yoder. Yoder back to Pimlott. Pimlott over to Bourne. Bourne shoots the three, and Bourne sinks the three. Brecken Bourne now with 6 points on the night. Giving Hill City only a 6-point deficit now. As Dewey gets the ball, and looks like she's going to answer with a three. $13 points now for Aubrey Dewey. 14 points now for Aubrey Dewey, my bad. It's almost stolen there by Friend. As Yoder gets the ball, going for a two, just off right there. It looks like Dewey hit it out of bounds. It's going to be Hill City ball. And Pimlott's going to be throwing it in here. Pimlott passes it to Yoder. Yoder to Bourne. Bourne over to Keith. Keith for three. And it's way off. Rebounded there by Augustine. Augustine giving it to Dewey. Dewey with another three. She pulled it. She gets her own rebound there. Dewey giving it to Friend. Friend to Boucher. Boucher down into Dewey, and Dewey puts it in right there. Dewey now with 16 points on the night. As Yoder gets the ball, Yoder giving it back to Pimlott. Pimlott over to Bourne. Bourne over to Yoder. Yoder to Bourne. Bourne all the way over to Underhill. Underhill wide open right there, and it's not going to fall. Boucher gets the rebound, giving it to Dewey. Dewey crossing everyone up right there, looking for a play, giving it to Stamper. Stamper gives it down to Boucher, and should have been a foul right there, but as Bourne gets the ball, passing it to Underhill. Might have been a travel, I missed it. Friend gets the ball now, coming down the court, giving it to Boucher. Boucher down over to Dewey. Dewey for another three. Just off right there, rebounded by Underhill. Underhill giving it to Bourne. Bourne down to Pimlott. Pimlott to Keith. Keith to Yoder. Yoder over to Pimlott. Pimlott down to Keith. Keith to Bourne. And it's ball goes up right there, rebounded by Stamper. Stamper gives it to Dewey. And Dewey's going to look for another drive-in right there, and she gets it. 18 points now for Aubrey Dewey. And Bourne's going to go for another three and sinks it. The man in her face, she still sinks it. 9 points now for Brecken Bourne. And Dewey goes for another drive, giving it to Stamper. Stamper puts it in. Stamper now with 6 points on the night.
That was good by Stamper. Goes to the line 2-1. That was a number 34 Pimmo, second personal.
Foul there was on, looks like Himlot, her second personal. And that's going to be the end of the first half. Cardinals 32, Hill City Ringnext 20. Stay tuned. Did I look like I was doing something? Sure. All right, and we're back here for the second half. It's going to be Plainville ball here. We're going to have Brooke Nuss inbounding it here to Hallie Friend. Nuss passing in here to Friend. Friend back to Nuss. Nuss down over there to Dewey. Dewey to Kaiser. It's going to roll out of bounds. It's going to be Plainville ball. Dewey passes in all the way over there to Friend. Friend to Nuss. Nuss going to shoot the three. Just off right there. Looks like we're going to get a foul here.
That was number 20, Keith.
We're going to have a foul for Keith. That'll be her second personal foul. As Dewey gets the ball here. Dewey had a very impressive showing in the first half with 18 points. Looking to drop another 40 bomb tonight. As Nuss gets the ball here, and it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Plainville ball still, and we're going to have Friend inbounding it here. Oh, switch that. We have Dewey inbounding the ball here. Dewey passed it over to Kaiser. Kaiser Friend. Friend back over to Dewey. And Dewey all the way over to Friend. Friend giving it to Nuss. Nuss back to Friend. Friend down to Dewey, and Dewey's looking to put it in, but it goes right off the front iron there. Rebounded by Keith, giving it to Pimlott. Pimlott over to Bourne. Bourne for another three, and just off the mark. It's going to be Plainville ball. We're going to have a foul here. Or never mind, they're switching the call. The foul was on number 4, Brooke Nuss, her second personal foul, as Bourne goes for another deep two. And Dewey gets the rebound. Dewey goes in for the drive, just off again, and it's going to go out of bounds. Hill City ball. As Pimlott gets the ball, Pimlott giving it over to Keith. Keith to Yoder, and it's going to go out of bounds. Swatted there by Dewey. And Pimlott's going to have a wide open three there, and she sinks that. Alyssa Pimlott now with 5 points on the night. And these scores are unofficial. As Dewey's looking for a play here, trying to cross over, passing it to a friend. And we're going to have a timeout here. All right, back from the timeout. 5:59 remaining, third period. Cardinals 32, Ringnicks 23. As we're going to have Friend inbounding the ball here to Dewey. Dewey gets the ball. Driving in, passing it to Nuss, and Nuss is going to get fouled there.
That was number 34, third personal, second team foul.
Third personal foul there for Pimlott as Nuss goes to the line and gets her first one to go. And we have Beaker checking in here for Pimlott. And the second one just falls in there for Brooke Nuss. Brooke Nuss now with 4 points on the night. As Bourne has a horde of Cardinal defenders on her.
That was up number 3, Dewey, first personal, second team foul.
Dewey's first personal foul. As Dewey gets the ball here coming down the court. Going for the drive now. Dewey, oh, and it just rolls out right there. As Keith has the ball, giving it to Bourne. Bourne now over to Beaker. Beaker to Keith. Keith going to go for the 2. And it's going to be rebounded, but it's going to get thrown back in there by Bourne, and Friend's going to get the ball here. Friend passing it to Dewey. Dewey looking to set up a play. And Dewey goes for another drive, and it falls. Dewey now with 20 points. As Keith gets the ball. Keith passes it to Beaker. Beaker back to Keith. Keith over to Yoder. Back to Keith. Keith over to Bourne. Bourne at the top of the key. Pass it to Keith. Keith for 3, and it's off. Rebounded there again by Bourne, but it's going to go into the hands of Aubrey Dewey. And Dewey's looking for another drive here as she passes it back to Friend. Friend back to Dewey. And Dewey looking for another drive, pass it down to Nuss, and Nuss is going to get fouled. She's going to go to the line for another 2.
That was on number 10, Beaker, first personal.
That's going to be Beaker's first personal foul. And the first one's off there by Nuss.
Nuss had a shooting 2.
Nuss now going for her second free throw now. Too many nows. She puts that one in. 5 points now for Brooke Nuss. As Pimlott gets the ball, passing it to Keith. Keith back to Pimlott. Pimlott over to Bourne. Bourne with Friend in her face, giving it back to Pimlott. Pimlott giving it to Yoder. Yoder back to Pimlott. Pimlott looking for a shot, giving it back over to Bourne. Bourne passes it to Keith. Keith over to Yoder. Yoder wide open there, and Yoder sinks the 3. Yoder now with 5 points on the night. And Rudman might get fouled right there. That'll be Keith's third personal foul. As Rudman's going up for her second free throw. And it's off the mark right there. Rebounded there by Keith. Keith giving it to Pimlott. Pimlott on a fast break, passing it over there to Bourne. Bourne looking for the shot. Just off the front iron. Rebounded by Bourne. Bourne puts it back in. 11 points now for Brecken Bourne. As Friend gets the ball. Friend passes over to Nuss. Nuss back over to Dewey. Dewey going in for the drive. Almost gets the ball stolen, and it's going to be a jump ball right there. It's going to be ring neck ball. We're going to get another timeout. All right, we're back from the timeout. 2:45 remaining in third period. Cardinals 37, Ringnecks 27. Only a 10-point deficit now for the Ringnecks. As Bourne gets the ball, giving it back to Pimlott. Bourne getting the ball, giving it back to Pimlott. Pimlott over to Keith. Keith giving it back to Pimlott. Pimlott to Yoder. Yoder back to Pimlott. Pimlott over to Bourne. Bourne fakes it. Passing it back over to Pimlott. Pimlott's going to shoot the three, and Pimlott sinks the three. Eight points now for Alyssa Pimlott. As Dewey gets the ball here. It's only a 7-point deficit now for the Ringnecks as that shot from Pimlott. And Dewey sinks the two. Aubrey Dewey now with, I believe, 22 points. And Bourne's going in for the drive, passing it to Keith. Keith can't find anyone, passing over to Underhill. Underhill over to Pimlott. Pimlott back to Keith. Keith looking for a drive, passing it to Bourne. Bourne for three. Bourne sinks the three. It's just a barrage of threes right now. $14 points now for Brecken Bourne. And Friend wide open for a three, looking to answer back, and it's not going to go in as it's rebounded there by Bourne. Bourne goes for another shot, and Bourne just rolls off right there. Unlucky. As Dewey gets the ball back. Dewey going for a cross and tries to put in the easy two, but it's not going to fall there. As Pimlott gets the ball. Pimlott to Bourne. Bourne over to Keith. Keith going in on a drive now, and Keith puts it in. It's only a 4-point deficit now for the Ringnecks. We got ourselves a game, folks. 33 seconds remaining. Cardinals 39, Ringnecks 35. As Dewey has the ball here, giving it to Friend. Cardinals need to score here. That's going to be a kick ball right there. We have subs coming in. We have Stamper coming in for Rudman. As Dewey gets the ball here from Friend. Dewey giving it to Nuss. Nuss over to Friend. Friend back to Dewey. Dewey going for the drive, passing it to Nuss. Nuss is going to shoot it, and it's just in and out right there. Rebounded by Pimlott. Pimlott, baseball pass to Yoder. Yoder shoots it, and it doesn't go in. Into the third period, 39, Plainville, 35, Hill City. As we start this fourth period, we have intel from wrestling, as we have Colton Sanders still in contention. He is going to wrestle tomorrow. Gabe Kearns is still in contention. He will also wrestle tomorrow. Trenton Ray will also wrestle tomorrow, as he is still in contention. Ben Hansen at the 160-pound weight class has made it to the semifinals. Kyle Warner in the 170 bout has made it to the semifinals. Jordan Fennessy, defending state champ, has made it to the semifinals in the 182 bracket. Jackson Hovis is still in contention in the 195 bracket, and Christian Ostrom is still in contention in the 220-pound bracket. As we get back to the game here, there's going to be a foul. It'll be first personal foul for Augustine, as Keith gets the ball, giving it to Bourne. Bourne over to Keith. Keith almost gets it stolen there. Keith passes it to Pimlott. Pimlott to Keith. Keith looking for a shot, giving it back to Pimlott. Pimlott in the corner. Pimlott to Bourne now. Bourne to Keith. Keith going in for a drive, passing it to Underhill. Underhill to Pimlott. Pimlott for another three, and it doesn't fall. So be rebounded there by Dewey. Dewey now trying to get the Cardinals to score a point. I don't think they've scored a point for a while, as it's now a 4-point deficit. At halftime, it was around a 10 to 12-point deficit, I do believe. As Dewey tries to put in a 2 right there, it's rebounded there by Bourne. And Bourne gets the ball back here from Pimlott. Bourne to Keith. Keith looking for a drive now, passing it back over to Pimlott. Pimlott to Bourne. Bourne's going to shoot the 3. Bourne almost hits that 3 right there. That would have been a 1-point deficit there for the Ringnecks, as Dewey gets the ball. Dewey going in for a drive, and Dewey puts it in. 24 points now for Aubrey Dewey. Keith gets the ball. Keith goes in for another drive here and pass it over to Yoder. Yoder to Bourne. Bourne for another 3, and it's an air ball. It's going to go out of bounds. Plainville ball. Six minutes remaining in the fourth. 41 to 35. 6-point deficit now for the Ringnecks, as Dewey's on fire with 24 points in this whole game. Dewey passed it all the way over there to Nuss. Nuss to Friend. Friend down there to Augustine. Augustine to Kaiser. Kaiser on the free throw, and Kaiser sinks it. First points of the night. Nope. 5 points now for Jersey Kaiser. As Keith goes for a drive, and Keith just misses, rebounded there by Kaiser. And Dewey gets the ball. Dewey passes it over to Nuss. Nuss looks to shoot it. And it's rebounded there by Bourne. Bourne on a fast break. Bourne's going to shoot it. I have no idea why. Kaiser gets the ball here. Giving it back to Dewey. Dewey now looking to make a play. Crossing Torrey Yoder. Passing it all the way over to Friend. Friend over to Kaiser. Kaiser back to Friend. Friend wide open for a three. And it's just off the front iron there by Friend. We have another timeout here. Back from timeout, 4:27 remaining. Cardinals 43, Ringnecks 35. Is now an 8-point deficit for the Ringnecks. As Pinlaw gets the ball back here from Keith. Keith on the drive now, and Keith is going to get the and one. Never mind, it's not going to count. I'm not very good with basketball rules. As Keith gets the three right here and just off the mark. That was the second personal foul by Augustine. As it goes out of bounds there, still Plainville ball.
Again for the Lady Cardinals, number 12,
And Dewey passes it over there to Boucher. Boucher gets the ball back, giving it to Dewey. Dewey to Augustine, and Augustine puts it in. First points for the Brianna Augustine on the night. As Pimlott has the ball now, giving it to Keith. Keith looking for another drive, and it rolls out, but it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Plainville ball. And Dewey gets the ball here from Kaiser. There's now a 10-point deficit here for the Ringnecks. 45-35, Plainville lead. Dewey gets another cross-up, and she's going to get the ball stolen there by Keith, and it's going to be a jump ball. Plainville ball still. We have Dewey inbounding the ball. Dewey passes it, gets stolen there by Bourne. Bourne's going to go on a fast break now. Bourne shoots the two, and it rolls in.
Oh.
16 points now for Brecken Bourne on the night, as Dewey's going to get the and one. And Dewey's free throw just goes in and out right there, rebounded by Pimlott. Pimlott almost loses it. Pimlott giving it to Keith. Keith passing to Yoder, and it's going to be a travel there by Tori Yoder. 26 points for Aubrey Dewey on the night. Dewey passed it to Kaiser. Kaiser over to Nuss. Nuss back to Kaiser. Kaiser for another three, and it's just off the mark there. Rebounded by Keith. Keith giving it to Pimlott. Pimlott passes down to Yoder. Yoder back to Pimlott. Pimlott at the top of the key. Looking for a man. Pass it to Keith. Keith now passing it to Pimlott. Pimlott over to Bourne. Bourne looking for a drive now.
Fouls on number 14, Stanley. Personal. 15 foul.
As Keith gets the ball here, giving it to Bourne. Bourne's going to shoot the three, and just off and out of bounds. So we got a sub in here. Boucher going out for Friend. Friend gives the ball to Dewey. We have 140 remaining. Cardinals 47, Ringnecks 37. Still a 10-point deficit here for the Ringnecks. Plainville's looking to run away with this one as Dewey gets fouled.
Fouls on number 20, Keith. Fourth personal.
That'll be the fourth personal foul for Keith, putting her in foul trouble.
Fouls on number 3, Underhill. First personal.
That'll be first personal foul there for Maggie Underhill as we have Kaiser going to the line. Kaiser makes her first one. Kaiser now 6 points on the night, looking to make it 7 right here. And she does. 7 points now for Jersey Kaiser. As Bourne gets the ball now, passing it to Keith. Keith back to Bourne. Bourne over to Pimlott. Pimlott giving it to Bourne. Bourne down to Keith. Keith puts it in, but doesn't look like it's going to count. As Pimlott's going to throw in the ball here.
Fouls on number 3, Dewey. Second personal.
Pimlott passes it to Keith. Keith over to Bourne. Bourne's going to go for a 2 as her foot was on the line right there. Rebounded there by Kaiser. Kaiser passing it back over to Dewey. And we're going to get another timeout. Timeout, Plainville. All right, back from the timeout. 50 seconds remaining. Plainville 49, Hill City 37. 12-point lead right now for Plainville as Keith gets the ball and almost puts it in right there. As it's going to be Ringneck ball still. Ringneck ball once again. We're going to have Pimlott throwing it in. Pimlott to Bourne. Bourne back to Pimlott. Pimlott's going to shoot the deep three. Rebounded there by Staub. First time we've seen her tonight as Dewey gets the ball. Dewey on another fast break, and Dewey puts it in. 28 points now for Aubrey Dewey on the night as Bourne shoots another two. It's off the mark. Pimlott with the rebound. Pimlott with another three. Off once again. And it's going to be a foul there on Bourne, her second personal foul.
That was on number 44, second personal.
We have Staub going to the line for the first time tonight, hopefully looking to make her first points of the night. And just off right there. Rebounded by Keith. Keith with two Cardinal defenders on her as it's knocked out of the hands there of Keith by Dewey. As we have a bunch of subs in coming in for Hill City. Plainville 51, Hill City 37. 3.3 seconds remaining in the fourth period as a three right there, and that'll be the end of it. Plainville girls 51, Hill City girls 37. Check back in here in about 15 to 20 minutes for the boys game. I'm Colton Wiesner here with Bird's Eye View. Thank you for watching, and don't remember, subscribe, like the video, and comment for feedback purposes.